Mom celebrated my stepsister's birthday while ignoring my graduation. Before we begin the story, make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss more incredible stories every day. I'm in my cap and gown under fluorescent tunnel lights while Mom posts boomerangs from Bella's champagne tower. The university arena smells like rubber and popcorn. I can literally hear pomp and circumstance bleeding from one door while my phone vibrates with notifications from Diane's Instagram. So proud of our Bella. 20 looks good on you. She's tagged at Cascade Hall, the upscale venue on 4th Street with the Angel Wings mural. $3, $500 rental if you book a Saturday. It's Saturday, May 18th, 5:22 p.m. Exactly the time the dean told us to assemble by major. I studied, worked 2 campus jobs, kept my scholarship by staying above a 3.6, and landed an interview at Fairway Analytics on Monday. I thought tonight would be the one time she'd sit still for me. Instead, Bella is blowing confetti at the camera while balloons spell 20. Diane commented, "You only turned 20 once." I zoom my tassel between my fingers and make myself small. A faculty marshal asks, "Family meeting you at section 114? I say yes, though the seats are empty, though the arena map I printed is soft from the rain. Victor, my stepdad, texted at 2:19 p.m. "Running late. Traffic. Be gracious." Bella wrote earlier, "Don't be weird, Alex. It's just timing." I'm not weird. I'm practical. I'm the first in our house to finish college. I can recite my student ID faster than my social security number and make a grocery list that feeds 3 people for $37. I send our group chat a photo of my seat number and circle it in red. I swallow slow. If I stand to lose anything, it's my self-respect and the clean narrative I rehearsed for hiring managers. Supportive family, big day, stable candidate. I promise myself I'll be gracious until I'm not. Then the band swells, and on the big screen, the announcer reads the rules for guests. No cowbells, no air horns, stay through the end to honor all graduates. And I laugh out loud because the rules don't apply if your family doesn't show. Then my phone buzzes with a notification that changes everything. The notification is a tag from Diane's story. Bella on a raised platform with a ring light, throwing her arms around the event planner from Larkin Pine. Caption, "Months of planning paid off." Months? Grandma Ruth used to say Diane loves to keep the peace by feeding the loudest mouth first. And if Bella's mouth isn't loud, the sponsored mic she uses certainly is. Since Diane remarried Victor when I was 16, Bella got the front seat, the last slice, the replacement laptop, and the benefit of every doubt. Me? I got, "You're so independent, Alex," which conveniently meant, "You'll be fine without us." Last Thanksgiving, Diane set 3 places at the center, then said, "Oh, Alex, you don't mind the folding chair, right?" She didn't wait for an answer. A sharper sting came 2 months ago at my department showcase. I'd won a data visualization prize for an opioid overdose mapping project, $500 check, a paper certificate, and a handshake. I wanted more than the money. Diane texted at 6:03 p.m. "We're outside." Parking drama. They never made it inside. Bella's reels from that hour show her posing with a neon sign at Milk and Honey Cafe. Diane later said, "Sweetie, it was too crowded in your lecture hall." I measured that sentence like a bad hem and kept my mouth shut because finals loomed. Now, in the arena, I feel the pattern snap taut. Months of planning, she wrote. Months of planning a party, while every reminder email from the registrar went to our family account. I scroll up through March. I see Diane reply to a campus RSVP with a thumbs up. I see nothing else because, I realize, our Google Calendar shared since 2017 doesn't show tonight's ceremony anymore. I remember the banner last week, Bella's Big 20, and Diane saying, "Don't worry, we're double-book geniuses." My stomach drops, not from the party, but because double books means single priorities. And then the arena lights dim and my row stands. But a cake delivery text pops up addressed to Diane's phone. "Hi Diane, confirmation for 6 p.m. Tower drop at Cascade Hall. 10 tiers, gold leaf, sparkler package. Remaining balance $812 due on delivery." The text is from Silver Spoon Bakers. I know the number because Bella once made me pick up a cupcake sampler for a branch shoot. I glance at the time, 5:39 p.m. The dean just asked families to hold applause. A marshal whispers, "Phone's away," but I can't. I scroll our email. 2 unread messages from commencement services. I open the first. Your allotted guest tickets, 4, were downloaded on March 27th at 3:14 p.m. Downloaded by who? There's a tiny line. Downloader, Diane. Chrome, iPhone. I keep reading. If you need accessibility seating, reply. I did reply. Asked for an aisle spot because grandma's knee locks on steep steps. No response. I text our group chat. Where are you? 3 dots appear, then vanish. Victor sends a gif of a car weaving through traffic with a laughing emoji. Diane types, Alex, we love you. This is just one moment. One moment is the whole point. My row starts moving. Names boom forward, bodies shuffle, tassels sway. I tuck my phone and walk. I spot section 114 again, a glare of empty blue seats. When the announcer says my name, I feel the syllables buzz the bones behind my ears. I shake the dean's hand. My heart beats hard enough to fog my vision. A stranger mom in the next section yells, "Well, go baby," and it burns and heals at the same time. Back in my chair, I check my phone. There's a missed call from an unknown number with a Cascade area code and a voicemail transcription. Hi Diane, we're at the service entrance. Security needs the event manager on site. Otherwise the balloon wall can't clear the ceiling. Event manager. On site. I stare at my lap until the rows begin to empty. I whisper into the noise, she didn't just skip. She chose. And then Grandma texts me something that flips my anger into focus. Grandma Ruth. Honey, take pictures of the empty seats. Date stamp them. Keep everything. I love her for that sentence. No pity, just a task. I take 8 photos, tap the info pane to show May 18th, 6:11 p.m. Arena 3. I film a 10-second pan of section 114 because videos stamp metadata cleaner. Then I walk out alone through the south tunnel, and the late light off the parking deck feels like a dare. Outside, people pose with families, bouquets, handmade signs. A dad hugs his son so hard the poster board bends. I want that ache most days and hate that I want it today. Near the curb, a delivery guy with a silver spoon van is arguing with a security guard. He's holding a white bakery box, sweating. My mouth moves before my brain. Is this for Cascade Hall? He nods. They changed the drop from 6 to 6:30 without paying the rush fee, he says. Lady named Diane told me to be a team player. I recognize the cadence exactly. My charm breaks. I ask, is Bella there? He laughs. You mean the girl with the ring light? Yeah. She's rehearsing her surprise. Surprise? For whom? It's her birthday. I hear someone behind me say, congrats, and I realize I'm still in my gown, diploma cover under my arm like an empty briefcase. I take the train 2 stops to 4th Street, because if nobody's meeting me, I'll meet the truth. Cascade Hall's windows glow blush pink. The Angel Wings mural is now a selfie trap with a velvet rope. A doorman asks for my wristband. I say, I'm family. He eyes my gown. Sure, and I'm the dean, he deadpants. I step aside. I could crash, make a scene, ruin Bella's night. But spite is expensive and public humiliation ages badly on the internet. Instead, I open our family Google Calendar on my phone. There's the birthday block in magenta. I tap See Version History. The last edit was yesterday at 9:12 p.m. by Diane M. It says, graduation, removed, duplicate. Then my stomach tightens as a new calendar alert pops up labeled Venue, Priority. The alert sits under Diane's name. Venue, priority payment due before 6:30 p.m. Release. I screen record the alert with the banner sliding down over my home screen, time-stamped. If this were just a scheduling mess, I'd be angry and done. But money and words move together in our house, and the label priority is a word Victor uses when he wants optics to win. He sells corporate image fixes, crisis comms for mid-market brands, and he loves the language of triage, priority list, priority vendor, priority narrative. I walk around the building to the valet lane. A photographer is staging a shot of Bella tossing her hair while a white neon sign buzzes, Bella 20. Victor stands beside the planner from Larkin Pine, whispering and counting on his fingers. Diane is in a silver dress, shoulders high, laughing a beat too late like she's playing catch-up with her own evening. I tuck behind a hedge and open my email again. There's a message from Banner Bank, subject, tuition savings, activity alert. Grandma and I set that account 3 years ago, After Diane told me, "We'll handle the big stuff. You just focus on grades." The alert shows a $1,200 withdrawal on May 15th at 4:47 p.m. Memo, event deposit. I freeze so hard my hands go numb. That account was tagged Alex, graduation. I call Banner's 24-hour line and ask, "Can you tell me who authorized this withdrawal?" The rep says, "It was an online transfer from the linked family checking, authorized by an account manager, D.M. D for Diane." I can't breathe right. I ask for a statement to be emailed. The rep says it'll arrive in 5 minutes. Across the valet lane, Bella squeals as a champagne bottle pops. "Alex." Diane spots me and waves like we're at a picnic. "Come in, sweetie. We'll do a group photo after the fireworks." The word fireworks makes the doorman look nervous. I don't move. Victor approaches, smooth smile. "Let's not be dramatic," he murmurs. Then my phone pings with the PDF from Banner Bank, and the first page makes my ears ring. I step behind the hedge and replay Diane's voice note from yesterday, the one she sent at 9:13 p.m. "Double book geniuses, kiddo?" In the background I hear Victor say, "Mark the venue priority. We can smooth optics later." Their words slide together with the Banner PDF like puzzle pieces I don't want to fit. I open our Google account trash and search for grad, tickets, commencement. 3 deleted threads appear from April 2nd, April 28th, May 10th, subject lines I recognize from the registrar. I restore them. The April 28th one shows an RSVP reminder and a reply from Diane M. saying, "Confirmed, see you there." Timestamped 8:22 a.m. The email chain ends with a forwarded message to Larkin Pine. "We're locked for May 18th regardless." A second clue arrives by accident. The shared calendar logs list an edit labeled "Removed, Duplicate," with a comment field containing only a party emoji. I don't confront, not yet. I airdrop the Banner PDF to my laptop, then take a photo of the valet sign, the marquee, and the table layout I glimpse through glass, glittering place cards that read brand partners, influencer friends, family. Our name appears only under family, Bella. I text Grandma, "Not an accident. $1,200 moved from tuition savings to event." She replies one blue dot at a time. "Keep pulling the thread. Don't fight at the curb." The event DJ tests a mic and shouts, 3 minutes to surprise. I remember silver spoons, tower drop, and Victor whispering about optics. I duck into the alley and start a new note titled Timeline with times and amounts. I add the voicemail transcript from Cascade Security about the balloon wall, plus a screenshot of Diane's caption bragging about months of planning. Truth has a weird, calming weight when you stack it carefully. From inside, a chorus chants, "Bella, Bella," and my phone buzzes with a notification from Bella's YouTube community page announcing something I didn't expect. I tap it and realize the party is a launch Victor needs to land. Bella's post reads, "Excited to soft launch my capsule with Hayes Skin. Video tomorrow." Hayes is one of Victor's agency clients. I've seen the logo on his laptop. The party isn't only a birthday. It's a brand event with a built-in audience and the right backdrop. I catch my reflection in the window, cap crooked, gown wrinkled, face blotchy, and feel stupid for wanting cake-level attention in a room rented to sell serum. Still, I keep pulling the thread. I call Silver Spoon Bakers posing as Alex from Larkin Pine and ask for an invoice resend. The baker sighs, "Everyone's resending tonight," then emails a PDF to the address on file, Diane's, and CCs me because I asked politely. The file name, INV SSB 5319_Bella 20_priority. Line items include priority change 6:06:30 $125, sparkler permit fee $50, and payment $812 due. Use graduation fund. The last line is a note in the comments field, dated May 15th, initial DM. I go to Banner Bank's branch on 5th, the one open late. A teller named Priya recognizes my name from campus. "Congrats," she says, sliding a tissue discreetly when my voice thins. She prints 2 statements, the tuition savings account and the linked checking. The transfer shows in both places with IP address and device ID matching Diane's phone. The manager circles it for me. She also shows something else, a $500 deposit to the tuition account on May 16th labeled Grandma Ruth. Gift. Immediately swept out the next morning to Larkin Pine. I text Grandma a photo. She replies, my 500 had a job, and it wasn't balloons. On my way out, Priya says, if you need an affidavit later, ask the branch manager. I didn't think I'd need that word tonight. I add her card to my timeline envelope. Then Victor calls, voice low, urgent. Alex, come inside. Diane is crying. I watch the door, realizing this cry is a tactic, not a confession. I answer anyway because I want to hear the story they've rehearsed. Victor says, the Hayes team is here. Don't embarrass your mother. Hayes team. So this is pipeline, leverage, future retainers. He adds, your graduation matters, but business has windows, and I can finally name his theology. Relevance as salvation. I say, you moved $1,200 from my tuition account. He exhales like I'm a rookie. We'll put it back. The memo meant nothing, he says. I reply, the memo literally says event deposit, and Grandma's $500 was swept too. Silence. Then Diane grabs the phone and sugar pours. Sweetie, the timing got crazy, but we'll celebrate you tomorrow. I stare at the angel wings on the wall and feel their neon hum. Tomorrow isn't the ceremony, I say. Tomorrow is leftovers. Bella steps into the valet lane, lit by a photographer's flash. She sees me and says, Alex, why do you always pick a fight on my days? Something inside me folds and reshapes. These are supposed to be our days, I say. She shrugs, honestly confused. Mom said your school thing was at 2, she says. I pull up the program PDF and show her 6 p.m. She flinches. That's not what the calendar said yesterday, she murmurs. I glance at Diane, a muscle in her jaw ticks. The planner approaches with a clipboard, whispering, we need the card run now for the balance, or the confetti cannons hold. Victor turns to Diane, low voice. Use the family card. We can file it as Brand. Brand is a magic eraser in his world. Then Bella slips, almost kindly. Victor promised me this would be my launch, too. If the video hits 50,000 in a day, Hayes extends 3 months. There it is, a stake that looks like love if you squint. My diploma optics, my first job reference, Grandma's fixed income, all traded for the chance that an algorithm smiles. A shout from inside. Places, and my choice solidifies like a snapped bone. I step away from the curb and call Annie. Grandma insists we use her formal name. But to me she's Aunt May because she fixes webs nobody else can see. She answers on the first ring. I lay out the timeline. April deletes. May transfers. Tonight's invoices. Bella's Hayes launch. I keep my voice even. Aunt May's answer is a scalpel. Do not confront in the hallway, she says. Document. Then present where someone neutral can verify. She suggests a 3-way with Banner's manager or the registrar. If your mother's story is misunderstanding, let a record keeper bless or break it. She also says, bring Lena from their side. Someone who wants truth but fears noise. We don't have a Lena, but we have Bella, and she's not cruel, just oxygen-dependent on attention. I start assembling a folder in Google Drive. Timeline, PDFs, call logs, calendar version history screen recordings, Priya's card. In notes, I script my opening for later. I will not be insulted or shouted down. If you yell, I will pause. I also drop a fresh voice memo. Alex, May 18th, 7:02 p.m. Standing outside Cascade. Hereby recording any conversations that involve my accounts. Washington is a one-party consent state. I looked it up last semester for a media law elective. Victor texts a photo of Diane fake crying delicate tears. Caption, this is breaking her heart. I don't reply. Instead, I DM Bella. I'll help you not tank your launch if you stand there when I play 4 facts out loud. She types, what for? I answer, $1, 200 transfer, $500 sweep, calendar deletions, invoice memo. She writes, if this ruins my video, I'll never forgive you. I reply, if this ruins my job reference, I won't forgive myself. Aunt May pings again. I'm driving. Speaker me in when you're ready. I exhale and text Victor. 10 minutes. Bring Diane and Bella to the lounge by the side entrance. Then Cascade's planner announces over the mic. Our surprise starts in exactly 9 minutes, and my clock starts too. The lounge smells like eucalyptus and fear. A server polishes flutes. Hayes's reps hover near a logo wall. I choose a table by the emergency exit because leverage is not just information, it's location. Diane sweeps in first, dabbing at eyes that look suspiciously dry. Alex, she whispers, please don't humiliate us tonight. I'm not the one with confetti cannons. Victor follows, jaw at a performative angle. Bella comes last, cheeks flushed, phone clutched. I put my laptop on the table and open the banner statement. This is a conversation about money you moved, I say. Not about my tone, not about Bella's birthday. Victor leans forward. You are catastrophizing, he says. I point to the memo. Event deposit. Diane says, I must have clicked the wrong fund. And I say, 3 times. I play the voicemail from Cascade about the balloon wall. I show the Silver Spoon invoice with use graduation fund in the comments. Diane blanches. That's not my note, she says. I tap the initials. DM. Bella watches like a tennis match. Mom? She asks, voice suddenly smaller. Diane reaches for her hand. I did what I had to do to keep the peace, she says. Victor slips in. This is a brand partnership. It benefits the family long term. I pull up Grandma's $500 deposit and the next day sweep. Which family? I ask. Bella looks away. I didn't know they used your money, she murmurs. And for a second I want to take her hand and tell her none of us were raised to hold our boundaries. Victor senses the wobble and pushes. If you blow this, Hayes walks and Bella's reputation takes a hit, he says. Don't be the reason. I think of my Monday interview, of how hiring managers can sniff chaos. I also think of Grandma's knee and her home with the rose wallpaper. My breath steadies. We're going to verify with someone neutral, I say, and dial the branch manager's after-hours line Priya gave me. Victor's face changes, and I realize he's finally understood I didn't come to cry. The branch manager answers on speaker with the kind of calm that cuts noise. This is Mariah at Banner Bank. How can I help? I introduce myself, spell my last name, and read the account number from the statement Priya highlighted. We're in a family dispute, I say evenly. 2 transfers on May 15th and May 17th appear to have been taken from a tuition-designated savings account and applied to an event. Mariah asks for verification. I hold my ID to the camera and say the safe word Grandma chose 3 years ago, rose wallpaper. So they know it's me. I can confirm the transfers, Mariah says after a pause. Originating from device ID, ending in 6D, user D, M, memo, event deposit, and vendor hold release. Diane inhales like she's been shoved. Victor leans in. With respect, he says, family funds are flexible. We always put it back. Mariah keeps her tone dry as toast. Designated educational accounts are governed by the terms you signed. Misapplication may impact reporting, she says. We can flag and lock if needed. I open the shared calendar history on my laptop and cast the screen to the lounge TV. No fancy AV, just an HDMI cable and stubbornness. Version history shows graduation, removed, duplicate, yesterday at 9:12 p.m. by Diane's account. I narrate, scrolling through the little colored dots like beads, each one a decision. I didn't remove anything, Diane says, voice high. I hit play on a screen recording where the emoji comment pops up. The room watches my mother's party hat wink from the margins of my erase day. Bella whispers, Mom, and I feel the first crack of doubt loosen something in her. I call the registrar's after-hours switchboard. An administrator named Jorge answers. Bless the soft click of bureaucracy. He confirms the 4 guest tickets downloaded on March 27th from Diane's phone and reads their warning email about ceremony start times, 6 p.m. Not 2. We never received an accessibility reply, he adds gently, and a fresh anger blooms in my chest for Grandma's knee. I steady my breath. We're putting facts on the table, I say. Then we choose what happens next. Victor stares at the screen, calculating losses and angles, and for the first time all night, I see the man without stage lighting. I look at Bella. You asked for 4 facts, I say, and here they are, with names and times. She nods, eyes glassy, attention finally reattached to consequence. Hayes's reps hover near the door, sensing smoke. The planner whispers, 5 minutes to speeches, as if schedule can still bully truth back into its crate. Aunt May texts me 1 sentence, hold the path, and I let the silence widen just enough for shame to enter. Victor reaches for my laptop as the manager clears her throat. I slide the laptop an inch out of Victor's reach and hit the little triangle that expands device metadata. Mariah reads, login from iPhone 14 Pro, Safari, IP ending, 118. And I watch Diane's eyes flick left toward the silver rectangle peeking from her clutch like it might sprout wings. I pinch to zoom the DM initials on Silver Spoon's invoice comment, and the color drains from her face. It's shorthand, she says, grasping. I meant do mail, as in mail a check. Even Bella frowns at that one. I swipe to the PDF where Grandma's $500 gift lands on May 16th at 9:01 a.m. and leaves on May 17th at 10:05 a.m. The digital footprint of a promise broken overnight. Which part of for Alex's graduation looked like confetti cannons? I ask quietly. Victor straightens, mask relacquered. We can reimburse twice that, he says, looking past me to Hayes' reps. We'll issue a public apology. We'll frame it as a scheduling oversight, compassionate family juggling. Stop writing a press release and answer your kid. Aunt May's voice booms tinny from my speaker. She must have parked and joined the call at the perfect bad moment. Who told the bank to move money marked for school? Victor's jaw locks. Diane inhales to speak, but Bella beats her. Was it you? She asks, voice wobbling. Diane starts crying for real this time. The messy kind that smears mascara into truths. I couldn't lose this deal, she blurts. Victor's agency needed the case study, and Hayes said they wanted family alignment. If we showed divided attention, they'd choose another face. There it is, the motive dressed in love's clothes. So you chose a brand over your child's milestone, Jorge says softly through my open call, and I love him a little in that second. A Hayes rep clears her throat. We're not comfortable being mentioned in this, she says tightly. We need to step outside. Optics reverse like a tide. Victor turns on me because it's cheaper than turning on himself. You did this, he says, low and ugly. You tanked a livelihood out of spite. I keep my palms flat. I did this because you spent my graduation like ad spend, I say. Mariah asks, would you like to lock the account and open a dispute? I answer, yes, and I'd like written confirmation emailed tonight. Bella makes the smallest sound at the word lock, like she finally hears the door closing on easy excuses. Then Bella asks one question that detonates the room's fragile script. Did you ever plan to show up for Alex? Bella asks, eyes on Diane, not me. The Hayes reps slip out. The planner hovers, torn between a timeline and a family. Diane's mouth opens. The truth rushes out around her defenses. I thought we could make a video for Alex tomorrow, and it would count, she says. Brands love redemption arcs. There it is. Love, algorithmized. Aunt May groans softly. You made a child's life into content, she says, every syllable a broom sweeping glass. Diane sags into a chair. Victor paces, muttering about breach clauses and pivot posts. I speak to Mariah again. Please send flags, a hold on outbound transfers from tuition-designated funds, and a notice to our email. She confirms. The DJ out front asks the crowd to give it up for Bella's big news, but the mic squeals and dies, like even the sound system refuses to participate. Bella's phone buzzes. The YouTube community post comment section fills with, "Where's your grad?" and "Isn't today commencement?" She looks at me, and I brace for venom, but instead she whispers, "I'm sorry," like the words hurt her mouth on the way out. Diane wipes her face and says, "I'll pay it back tonight," digging for a card. Not to me, I say. To the locked account, with a memo restitution, misuse, and an email to Grandma confirming receipt. Victor snaps, "You don't dictate terms," but Aunt May, now physically at the lounge doorway, lifts one eyebrow that could halt an avalanche. "He dictates terms for his own future," she says, and I feel my spine remember itself. Consequences start their slow work. Hayes emails Victor. Press pause pending internal review. A sentence that might as well be a guillotine. The planner quietly cancels the confetti cannons to avoid a fire code fine. Diane sends the transfer back, $1, $700 in all, with shaking fingers, and Mariah's email lands with an automated chime. Hold active. I forward the receipts to Grandma and BCC myself at a fresh address I created just for family documents. No more shared inbox roulette. Bella logs into her community tab and posts a note. Supporting family milestones matters. Launch postponed. The comments slice and soothe. I walk outside and the night air hits like a verdict. My phone pings. Fairway Analytics HR. Subject line, Monday interview confirmed. We'd like to discuss your project. I smile despite myself, then see a second email slide under it. Subject line, social monitoring alert. On Monday morning, Fairway calls with an unexpected, precarious invitation. Fairway's recruiter is kind and clinical. We noticed tonight's local chatter, she says, not asking, just stating. Your project impressed us. We want people who can hold boundaries under pressure. I swallow an entire storm and say, yes, ma'am. After the call, I send Grandma the timeline folder, add a cover page, and share it with only 3 addresses. Mine, hers, Aunt May's. I make a new rule. Nothing significant goes into the family group chat without documentation. Aunt May drives me home and puts a hand on my shoulder like a seal. Right conditions while the floor is still warm, she says. So I do. I email Diane and Victor a boundary letter. 3 pages, bullet points, clear. 1. No access to any of my accounts. 2. Any gifts tagged for me stay in designated accounts or are returned. 3. No scheduling involving my milestones without written confirmation from me. 4. All apologies direct, not public posts. 5. If boundaries are broken, contact reduces to email only for 6 months. I include a line that says, love does not demand receipts, but trust sometimes does. Therapy calls back, sliding scale at the clinic on Maple, and I book Thursdays at 5:30. I text Bella separately. If you want to talk without Victor, I'll listen, but not to be used as content. She replies with a heart and a crying face, and then, hours later, a quiet message. I told Hayes I need to grow up off camera for a bit. Diane's apology arrives past midnight. It is half real, half damage control. I accept the real half and ignore the PR. Victor sends a contract screenshot claiming no harm, no foul, because restitution posted. I reply with the bank hold email and a single sentence. Don't contact me without Aunt May CC'd. Grandma's reimbursement lands with a note. Rose wallpaper stays on the wall, and I laugh into my pillow. Saturday becomes laundry and meal prep. Sunday, I walk by the Angel Wings mural and notice it's just paint on brick. Somehow that helps. In therapy, I practice saying, that's not acceptable to me, out loud until my throat forgets to apologize afterward. I set 2 calendar reminders. One for my first day at Fairway if I get it. One for Grandma's orthopedist appointment that Diane forgot to schedule. I go to the bank and open a single-owner account titled Milestones, Alex. A week later, Diane asks for a coffee, just us, and I surprise myself by choosing a crowded place and bringing my printed boundaries. We stay surface level and civil. She cries when I leave, and I don't police those tears. I just go home and make pasta with too much garlic and open my window to hear the city breathe like a person sleeping. Then a small envelope arrives addressed only to me, handwritten. Inside the envelope, a photo Grandma took on commencement night of Section 114. 8 empty chairs, my circled seat number, the timestamp glowing like a witness. Tucked behind it, a post-it in her spiky blue ink script. You are not empty chairs. I put the photo on my fridge with a magnet shaped like a tomato because why not make the reminder silly? On Monday, I wear the least squeaky shoes I own and bring my portfolio to Fairway. The hiring panel asks me about my overdose mapping project and then, with care, about resilience. I don't tell them the gossip version. I tell them the systems version, noticing patterns, documenting evidence, setting protocols so future harm has to climb a higher fence. I say, I make tidy folders when life tries to be messy, and someone laughs the good kind. They ask for references, and I hand them Aunt May and my project advisor, not my parents. Walking out, I text Bella. If you want to finish that internship application, I'll read it. She replies, I do. No cameras. Progress is weird and lopsided. I accept it anyway. At home, I clear my shared calendars. Diane writes a longer apology, no hashtags, no excuses, and wires an additional $500 to Grandma for the knee, which I appreciate without letting it buy access. Victor goes quiet, then sends a final email labeled accountability, listing steps he will take at his agency about mixing family and clients. I file it under, we'll see. In therapy, I rehearse holiday scripts. I can't attend if boundaries are mocked. and I'll leave if my graduation is repackaged as content. I start a tiny savings bucket called Future Milestones and put $20 in it to prove to myself that I can be my own priority, even in small denominations. I end most nights with tea on the fire escape, watching the windows across the alley glow and blink like Morse code from other lives. Here is what I know now. Love without boundaries is endorsement of harm. Documentation is compassion for your future self, and money tells the truth faster than family does. If you're watching this and your milestone is being priced out by someone else's optics, keep receipts, choose a neutral witness, write boundaries in daylight, and guard your small joys like they're crown jewels until your circle learns how to hold them properly. I'm not healed. I am healing, which is a verb you do on Tuesdays at 5:30 and on random Thursdays when you finally sleep through the night. I tape Grandma's note inside my closet door, so it's the first thing I read before interviews, birthdays, and boring Mondays. And when I walk past the angel wings now, I don't look for flight. I check the brick. And for the first time, tomorrow feels like it finally belongs.